Hello there and welcome to yet another mock of the Pirate Snub Fighter. If you aren't aware, I absolutely love this Lego set and I have done like 5 mocks on it. So I will try to leave them all linked in the description, and I think I will do one more mock in another few weeks. So stay tuned for that. But if you would like to get into the Halloween spirit, so to speak, I have also got a short going out alongside this video, which if you are watching in advance, I'll also leave linked in the description on how to build yourself your very own spooky ghost, which is based off one of the decorations I have just off screen. We also have a brand new member to welcome. When you become a member, you get your name printed on a tile, such as the latest 2 members, KK and the Great Snow Blizzard. You also get exclusive behind the scenes videos, including I'm currently working on a behind the scenes Christmas video to do with buy-in presents, which I'm purely looking behind a paywall so that my fiance doesn't find out what she's getting for Christmas. Members also get access to the Discord. You get a link when you sign up for a channel membership. And if you subscribe to the higher £3 tier instead of the one that's 99p, you also get access to every single set of instructions that I make for every model, including today's before the video is even up. Speaking of which, members will also be able to see this as soon as those instructions hit Discord, which is usually up to 24 hours in advance. So if that sounds good, definitely consider becoming a membership and getting your name on the very first board. Anyway, you clicked on this video to see the Delta that I built out of the Snub Fighter, which I've got to say has even impressed myself, and the minifigure actually fits into this. This video is being recorded with a brand new mic that I've got for Monday's stream. So hopefully this all goes well. We have no problems this week, and you'll hear me even clearer than you did last Monday with the old webcam. Speaking of which, I do now stream on Mondays. Not only can you go back and watch last Monday's stream where I speak a bit more about it, but I also have a highlight video, which is only about 20 minutes if you don't have the 2 hours that I am streaming for every Monday morning. It's an odd time, but don't worry, highlights will be out every Tuesday. But that's enough of everything else on the channel. Let's take a look at this Delta. And if you've been over to check my Rubricable page, chances are you have noticed Kenobi's Delta mock, which is a minifigure scale 1:45 scale ship of Kenobi's Delta that he flies in Attack of the Clones, which is about 2/3 of the size of the official Lego model. If you would like to see a full video on the Delta, I did review it nearly 20 months ago, but I re-reviewed it 5 months ago, and I think the video still holds up pretty well. Now, for the Snub Fighter, not only do we have this ship here, which I have nicknamed the Zipper, which I completely stole from my fiance because it looks like a jacket zip with the middle bit and then the 2 wings coming to meet it in the middle. But we also have some accessories to turn it into a modified Delta in just a moment. But of course, you know, we had to add some hidden compartments. My favorite thing about the actual Snub Fighter Lego set is all of the hidden compartments, and there are a total of 3, not including the cockpit, which is somewhat hidden behind that tinted cockpit piece. But if we open the cockpit, you can see Vane does fit in there completely, which is very similar to the A-Wing that we made last time, but I think it was the V-Wing didn't have enough space for Vane, so we had to chop off his helmet and his legs. So it is nice to see the whole minifigure in there, and this is where we reveal our first hidden compartment. You can see there are some somewhat out of place black plates just at the front here, and if we were to pop off both of them, they pop off individually. I did try to connect them, but it just didn't fit with the cockpit. You can see there's room for Vane's sword, which is something the original set really missed out on. There was no compartments big enough for Vane's sword. You had to just whack it in the cockpit, but I guess they didn't expect him to carry his sword in his ship. We'll see if he shows up in Skeleton Crew, if he did indeed take his sword along with the journey. But that is only the first section, as this plate at the front does also, or this tile I should say, does also pop off fairly easy to reveal a hidden pistol, just in case you don't want to bring a sword to a gunfight, and then we can pop the tile back on there. And you may be wondering where this third hidden compartment is. I will give you a second to guess. Point on your screen where you think the third hidden compartment is. And if you pointed to the front of the ship, you couldn't be any further, because it is on the back bit here, the only other area that looks like it can hide anything. And we've got a thermal detonator that has flipped upside down in transit, but you can fit a pistol. Even a short sword will fit because of the hollowed out gap above the tub. In fact, you could probably even fit a second one. There's enough height you can get 2 crates of thermal detonators there, which I think looks pretty cool. But as for the rest of the ship, you know I've used the same connection for the wings that we used with the V-Wing. We've got the 2 1x2 double clip green elements, which are hidden, so it's not really a problem that they are that different color, and 2 giant engines on the back, which does match all of the other Delta models that I've seen about and that I've built myself here on the channel. Not only have we built this Kenobi Delta from Attack of the Clones, we've got Anakin's from the Clone Wars. I think I've even got Plo Koon's. I'm trying to work on an Ahsoka Delta as well, which you can check out. Again, members get the instructions for free at the higher tier, and each of these are available over on Rebrickable. Now, if you wanted to take your mock building to the next level, I might make a bigger video centered around this topic, but I have built this display out of mostly Technic pieces, and this is one of the last ones that I actually built, which is why we've got some very unique elements. But this does work for both the Kenobi Delta and for the Snub fighter ship. It's a bit awkward to place, and you do have to find that center of mass. And I just think that this display adds so much depth to your Lego ship displays rather than just having it laying on a shelf flat. It's almost like an action pose for your starship. Before we wrap up this video, I promise you some accessories for this Delta, and we do have quite a few spare pieces. By the way, these pad boxes are really cool for holding any of your pieces whilst you're working on a few different alternate builds, just so you don't get confused with parts from your collection. Now, the model is a bit wobbly, and whilst we're applying these modifications to our Delta, we're going to want a secure platform for our Delta to sit on. So I've created this landing gear using the 2x2 round bricks and the round tile on top, which slots just under the nose and eliminates any wobble from the model, which is really handy if you do want to display it without creating the giant Technic stand. Now we have to add some weapons to this Delta. I'm sure there are some concealed weapons dotted around, but we want some giant laser turrets on the front of this ship, which we can attach legally. This is not an illegal technique because of a little groove in the underside of the tile, which enables us to slot both of these turrets in the front quite simply and really gear up the weaponry on this ship. As well as this, we're taking inspiration from Anakin's Delta in the 2003 Clone Wars, and I've got these 2 elements just clipped together using the studs into the inner holes on the underside of this modified tile wing, and they clip on both of the wings to turn this vessel looking from a zipper to a weapon of mass destruction. And the reason behind these modifications is just to show you that even after you've used my instructions, you can modify your ship even further, personalize it with your own touches, and really just let your creativity run absolutely wild. Even though the wings are each only held on by that one Lego green clip element, you can still swoosh it without worrying about them falling off. Though that being said, if you did knock them quite hard, they are going to fall off eventually. But that is true with any sort of clip connection. And to put them back on, it's just simple. Place them in, twist them, just like the wings of the V-Wing. I keep saying the wings. It's the little back bits. It's not the wings. The wings are a lot more secure for the V-Wing model. Go check out all those other videos in the description. I'll try and leave a few on screen for you now. And thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy it. Thank you so much for making it to the end, and may the bricks be with you always.